Congratulations, you have chosen the apocalypse. And since you have unwisely chosen the apocalypse, you are in urgent need of a guide. Unfortunately for me, I happen to be that guide, your humble guide, Nicholas. So good to see you, a bloody gain. Yes, it's quite the 42 months of abominations. I believe that's how scripture phrases it, which equates to roughly 1,260 days. We are so comfortable, and by we, I mean the Reich, that they openly say they will murder people. I told you a long time ago, as this plays out, the facade will drop more and more. You are seeing that. You saw it yesterday. With the admission that the president was about to steal $230 million from the Treasury simply because he feels he was treated unfairly for his coup and other things. That's called getting comfortable, son. Today, admitted murder, spoken before the entire world, a policy of murder, coming from the pro-life party. Isn't that special? God's special little creatures, who, as they allow the word or the name Jesus to pass through their lips in justification for taking food from the poor, it's incredible. Let us see how the facade has dropped even more. We're going to start with Mikey Johnson. They asked him a question yesterday. Yo, what's up with the president stealing 230? You cool with that? You down with it, Mikey in the Closet Johnson? Well, they asked him again. Oh, what did he say yesterday? You guys attack him for everything. Oh, we're sorry. Not all of us can just steal $230 million from the Treasury. You know what I mean? So some of us might get upset about that. Sorry, Mikey. So Manu Raju asks Mikey Johnson at the podium. That's in the Closet Johnson, by the way. Forgive me. You said yesterday you were still trying to get the details of this $230 million the president wants from the DOJ. It ain't from the DOJ, son. It's from the Treasury. Straight up. The DOJ will just sign the permission slip, that's all. Because Donnie needs someone else to take the fall for that shit. You understand why he said it out loud. He expects someone to sign off. He wants them to go to prison, not him. Now that you've had some time, are you okay with the taxpayers potentially being on the hook for that kind of money? In the Closet Johnson. I'm not trying to dodge the question. I haven't had time to get the details. That's still on my list of things to do. I'm not trying to dodge the question, as I literally dodged the question. Son. I mean, just such outright, abject, in-your-face, bold-face fucking just lying. Every single day by this in-the-closet man of Christ. Look at him. Take a look at him. Isn't he cute? Doesn't even have a bank account, son. Speaker of the House. That means his money's going to some real interesting things. that he doesn't want you to know about, probably like he doesn't want you to know he's in the closet too. I have a feeling some of that money might be going to activities that supplement being in the closet. Just a thought. It could be why Mikey in the Closet Johnson doesn't want to have a bank account to where you can see where the money's going or where it comes from. So Mikey dodged the question for a second day in a row. Hey, you cool with the president stealing $230 million out the Treasury? I don't have all the details yet. I'm busy taking food out of the mouths of the poor. Keeping the government shut down so we can just dictatorship this whole thing. I'm going to go back in the closet now. Jessica Tarlov, corruption in broad daylight. She's talking about Dolly Parton, Changpeng Zhao, the convicted founder of the crypto exchange Binance. I don't want to know any more about him. It's just another criminal, flat out, that Dolly pardoned. Why? Because some money was exchanged behind the scenes, that's why. Only reason. So the check cleared. That's good news for Mr. Zhao. Not for us, though. That's another criminal out there. Abject criminal. I believe he pled out to several charges. So again, we can drop the facade that MAGA gives a fuck about crime because Donnie's pardoned traitors that staged a coup, various drug traffickers, various white-collar criminals. As long as they got to 2 million, baby. Donnie's a convicted felon himself. None of you believe in anything that are MAGA. Don't pretend you care about law and order and crime. As you watch criminal after criminal get released from prison, or their sentence, whatever, commuted, or their charges fucking pardoned. And you voted for a convicted felon. So please, let's not pretend any of this is about crime. The shit going on with Venezuela, Colombia, none of it has anything to do with Donnie caring about crime or you caring about crime. And enjoy the Dog and Pony Show now, because it's going to get uglier and uglier and uglier, and that goes for the Rubes too. I know you thought you were immune. You thought your demon would only hurt other people. I know. I've seen you people. I know. I see how you vote. I know. But I'm here to tell you, and I've been here for 10 years to tell you, you too will be crying at the end of this. A lot of you have already been crying. Get prepared for much, much worse and more. Affecting you personally, not the people you hate. So another criminal released by a convicted felon that you people voted for. And you know who you are. Vance on Gaza, or the couch fucker on Gaza. No American troops on the ground. Oh, he took a trip there today, as if it fucking matters. But American troops supervising and mediating peace, because that's what American troops always do, right? The International Security Force is going to now take the lead in disarming Hamas. Well, first he says no American troops. Then he says the International Security Force is in charge of everything. There will be fighting. U.S. troops will be on the ground. That's the reason they're on the ground, because the end goal of this is the temple. And they need... I told you this so many months ago. There will be U.S. troops there because there has to be. Because once that temple is a real thing again, it's real talk, it's about to be built, those troops will be necessary to protect it. To protect the effort in Gaza, all the, billionaires, Jared Kushner, everyone that's going to cash in on the poor little peasants they just killed. And the troops are, when that temple starts to get built, those troops will be there strictly because if anyone attacks them, well, then the full weight of the U.S. military comes against them. Bibi and Donnie want the whole world to know that in advance. before they announce they're going to start building the temple again. And they will. Don't worry. It's coming. Give it a little time. Look at how fast it's all moved already. We got the couch fucker over there saying, no U.S. troops on the ground, and then U.S. troops will be in charge. Kind of a contradiction, but, you know, he's a couch fucker. Give him a break. Thale works them hard, you know what I mean? As hard as JD works those couches. Oh, the adjudicated criminal Google, they're always telling us how they need to keep the community safe, right? And that's why they're always taking this down, taking that down, shutting this channel down, that channel of mine down. Defaming me, working with the mob, literally, which invites a RICO prosecution. One subpoena of the communications back and forth between the mob, Google, Facebook, etc., the circle. One subpoena. I know exactly what I'd find. These people are not smart, and they did not know who they were fucking with. So they want to keep us safe, right? That's what they always tell us as they commit crimes and get gavelled down as criminals. Google, I'm talking about. This is the second ivermectin commercial or ad I've seen in my feed. And you should see, there's some crazy adult type stuff that pops up in my feed. And I'm not looking at any adult content on YouTube. And it's there, don't worry. All kinds of great stuff for the little childrens to see. I guess that's why they need the data center, so they can send the porn at, once they know you're of legal age. They have that, in digital ID and all that. They know exactly how you are. Who you are, excuse me. So, the adjudicated criminal Google, this is a second or third ivermectin ad I've seen, is allowing people to advertise horse dewormer for humans. I'm sure ads like this really keep the community safe, wouldn't you say? I'm going to go pick up my bottle of horse dewormer right now. And I'd like to thank the adjudicated criminal for keeping us all so safe in this community. Well done. Okay, Donnie was going to deploy troops in San Francisco. Some rich people from San Fran called him, and he changed his mind. Here's the post regarding it. I'm going to read you a little bit, because why waste time on the whole thing? It's only lies anyway. Always. The federal government was preparing to surge San Francisco. You mean invade with its own military? Is that what you mean by surge? That's what I thought. California on Saturday, but friends of mine who live in the area called last night to ask me to not go forward with the surge. You mean the deployment of United States military against the United States territory? That's what he means by surge? Oh, okay. In that the mayor, Daniel Lurie, was making substantial progress. I spoke to Mayor Lurie last night, and he asked very nicely that I give him a chance to see if he could turn it around. It doesn't need to be turned around. You just have a cunt dictator. Same waste of oxygen Hitler was, Caligula, Nero, Napoleon. Same waste of fucking oxygen. Dead before he was even a thought. In his parents' bedroom. Already dead. Again, we have the president deploying our own military in multiple cities, only that he feels represent the opposite political party. Because you need an other in a Reich. The GOP, the right wing, they've been coming up with an other for years. Caravans, all kinds of great stuff. When they get caught committing crimes, abusing children, pedophilia, all that stuff, Donnie included, no problem. So he was going to deploy to San Francisco. A couple rich friends called him up, and he changed his mind. So I expect the deployment for San Fran will happen next month. It's a military takeover, son. And, you know, this is just what we're in the middle of it. It's going to go on for a long time. Wait till the midterms and the 4-year election come. He's going to have all kind of people out on the street, subjugating all kind of people. He ain't going to let himself be voted out. He keeps telling you that. He staged a coup last time. This time he has the keys to the military, and he's got the sycophants that would shoot you, do whatever he told them to. Already out there. There's going to be plenty more coming out, too, as this drags out. So again, this doesn't stop anything. For now it does. He'll probably just deploy him to San Fran next month or a different city in California. Whatever he's got to do. And again, I want to remind the Rubes, because most people on welfare are white, like rural type people in this country. I want to remind the Rubes where all the money comes from. California and New York. That's who pays your welfare fucking bill for your existence. You are fucking with the hand that feeds big time. It gonna really come bite you in the ass. Wait till that SNAP funding runs out. You think only black people and Latin people get SNAP, son? No, this is a majority white country. And majority white gets that welfare too. A lot of poor people in a lot of rural areas getting welfare. Whatever, I don't fucking care. What I care about is that they would begrudge that for other people. So wait till that deadline comes. There's going to be a lot of starving ass rubes out there. Oh my God. If Donnie lets that lapse. And all their states don't make no goddamn money. It all comes from New York and Cali. How many of us have been out there for the past 10 years telling you every time you vote, you're kicking yourself in the ass when you vote R, unless you're a rich dude looking for tax cuts. And now you're going to get the head mobster in the image of Vlad Putin, called Donnie Krasnov, knocking on your door once a month for, I don't know, 25 million. Whatever pocket change you got laying around. That's what you have to look forward to. Every major business, illegal or legal. For the rest of this Reich, however long it lasts. Told you that before the election. Say, I asked you, did you want Russia? You think you man enough for Russia? And by that I mean a Vlad Putin in charge that will just take your money when he feels like it. Or ask for a percentage of the company. I've already seen that how many times. Do you think you're man enough? I asked you that before the election. I ain't seen one man enough. Not one major company. Told you. I said, did you want naked, blatant corruption like Russia right in your face? Before the election. Donnie yesterday just straight up, yeah, I'm just going to take $230 million because, you know, I was treated unfairly. And, you know, the adjudicated criminal Google, they took my account down when I literally staged a coup on television. So, you know, they gave me $25 million too, plus $1 million for inauguration because, you know, they were wrong. Every day I wake up, everything I say comes more and more true. And again, I don't want it to, and I ain't proud of it, and it don't make me feel good, son. Just makes me feel more fucking disgusted. Google's at least 25.5 in the hole with this motherfucker. It ain't even a year in. Oh, Donnie let you know yesterday he's going to steal $230 million. I'm going to estimate that up to about $350 million he's going to steal from you. You're cool with that, right? I'm sure you are. But here's what Donnie has to offer people that have suffered devastating weather events. You ready? And he makes them wait months for even this. And then there's 10 other people in line, 10 other states that have been asking for relief for months that haven't gotten it. I just spoke with Governor Mike Kehoe of the great state of Missouri and told him that I am approving $2.5 million in individual assistance after severe storms, high winds, large hail, flash flooding, tornadoes, which occurred earlier this year. I won the Show Me State 3 times. It's my honor to deliver. In other words, if you vote for me, maybe you'll get the help. Because I've already seen him tell many Rube states, fuck off, no money, sorry. Ballroom, though. I could steal your tax money for that. $2.5 million is nothing. If he means each person can get up to $2.5 million, that's something. But I don't think that's what he means, even though it's worded that way. When it's Donnie's hand in the till, he's taken $230 million at least of your money. When it's disaster victims, 2.5. What do you, can you rebuild 2 houses with that? Unbelievable. Again, I told you Donnie thinks that's his money. That's Donnie's money. That's why the number's so small, 2.5. But when it's Donnie stealing it, $230 million. For openers. That's on top of the tariff money he's pocketing and all that other shit he's doing. SNAP card holders. This is from the Department of Health. This is a legit letting people know. Due to the federal government shutdown in Washington, D.C., SNAP benefits will not be uploaded to your card for November 2025. Any remaining SNAP benefits on your card from previous months can still be used. Oh, gee, thanks. SNAP benefit issuance will resume once the government's open again. So I don't see that happening anytime in the near future because, like Donnie said yesterday, I read it to you. It's not affecting anything we're doing. You know, the subjugation of the American people, the murdering of fishermen in the Pacific and the Caribbean, the Israeli or the Palestine condos and resorts and casinos and the temple and me stealing as much money as I'd like from the Treasury. It's not stopping any of that, so, you know, it's not a problem for me. Can you imagine if all these SNAP benefits don't happen in November? It already sounds like they're just letting you know it's not going to be loaded on there. Can you imagine if no SNAP benefits come out for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? I said this a long time ago. Maybe the plan is to end these social programs, have people get out on the street because they're going to be starving. Martial law. I really wonder if that's the road, that their desired road. The Reich, I mean. Because all the other provocations have not been working. People understand what's up and they're not getting violent. So last resort, if all else fails, cancel the social programs. However you got to do it. Government shutdown, whatever. Just let it go. People starving will definitely result in violence. And that's what they're waiting for. And I really wonder again, is this the desired road for the Reich? Let the benefits run out. A lot of poor people out on the streets. Of course, we won't focus on the poor in the rural areas and the damage they do. We'll just focus on the blue areas. Don't worry, they'll get to you, Rubes. Hitler did. Don't worry. He locked up the liberals first and then he got to everybody. The whole country was in ruins by the end of it. Took decades to recover. That's where America's going, son. Thanks to you who voted for this. And that's a promise. There's no turning back. There's no stopping it. I really wonder if they want these benefits to stop. Well, Republican Party has wanted these benefits to stop for black and Spanish people, not white rural people. Forever. But this time they really have a chance of doing it. And again, remember, Hitler did the same thing with the brown shirts and his Gestapo, sent them out to provoke a response. That's what Donnie's been trying to do with the military and ICE. They haven't even gotten a response, and they're still, they have a whole narrative of fiction that, Portland's burning down. None of that's true. But what would be true is if millions of people don't get their food card money, there will be riots in the streets. And that'll be the excuse the Reich needs. I wonder if we're going to go there. We're almost at November. That money's supposed to be there, by the 1st or maybe a few days early or something? Evil, man. Fucking evil. Okay, I watched this video and it really creeped me out. I've seen basically every science fiction movie you can think of. And how do I put this? The humanoid robot in the movies, they can make it look very realistic because they can use a human actor or actress. This is a real robot. Of course, it's built in the image of an attractive young woman. We all know where that's going. And why those kind of robots are desirable. And what every robot builder is thinking. Sex robot. I'll be a trillionaire in 5 minutes. Every one of them is thinking that. How do I know? That's how I know. This is real. And the guy that was handling the robot, he opened up its chest and kind of showed you the inside. And what I noticed in the video is how lifelike that face looks. It looks real, man. And I know they can do that with rubber and stuff. They can make a pretty convincing face or mask. But it went further than that. They getting closer, man, with this shit. After he opened up her chest, he ran his hand as if it was like his girlfriend or something, like over her hair, like stroked her hair. And she immediately responded, looked at him, smiled, and it looked like a real woman. They getting real close here to some Ex Machina shit. If you don't know what Ex Machina is, go watch it. And I know they ain't at really Ex Machina point yet, but they getting damn close, son, with this. You should have saw, let me blow this face up, how natural and real this face looked when it moved, when she reacted to the guy stroking her hair as if it was her fucking boyfriend or something. Fucking creepy, man. I can't believe they're almost there to that Ex Machina moment. This robot right here totally reminded me of that movie. This fake girl looked as real as the girl in the movie. Very convincing. Again, when he stroked her hair, it looked like a real woman looking at the man she loves or likes or whatever and smiling. It looked real. It didn't look robotic or fake or weird. Holy shit, man. Look at it one more time, because this is probably the most lifelike one I've ever personally seen. I've seen a lot of videos, different little clips of various robots. This one just so lifelike. Fucking scary. And that's like the hardest part, the facial expressions, to get a realistic human head, basically, to react to you, to talk to you, to smile at you, convince you it's real. That's what the movie Ex Machina was about. A filthy rich tech guy was building a robot, humanoid, mostly women, of course. So he invited some programmer down that he psychologically profiled, that he knew would fall in love with the girl. The fake girl. And the point was to see if the robot could be convincingly human, verbally, everything. Well, I think that the experiment was a success. It's a very interesting movie. Obviously, where we're going, all that shit you saw in science fiction, we're an inch away. We ain't 50 years. It's like all the other people you've heard throughout the years say what I just said to you. No, this shit's really on the horizon. If you saw that woman robot move, you'd understand what I'm saying. You need to go watch that video. I put it in the post section. Scroll back a few hundred. I don't know. Today I did. Okay, they asked Skeletor, Miss Levitt, at the podium. On the pardon of Changpeng Zhao, Binance has significant business interests with World Liberty Financial, the president's family's crypto company. How do you respond to criticisms that this is a corrupt act? It's so blatantly corrupt, too. I would respond and say the president is exercising his constitutional authority by releasing criminals. Okay, that's what you want to go with. I've never seen anything so crooked as this whole Reich thing. Again, it makes the Nixon administration look like a bunch of choir boys. And that's a hard thing to do. Nixon was born crooked, son. That motherfucker was crooked down to the bone. Donnie worse than him. That's a tall fucking order. To be worse than Nixon. This is a person commenting about Skeletor, Miss Levitt. It's sad to lose one's soul before the age of 30, but Carolyn Levitt has done it with 2 years to spare, indeed. Got a new nose, too. So she lost her nose and her soul. So they asked Miss Levitt again. She looks thrilled up there. Look at this picture. She looks like she's putting on a few too, but you know. Yeah, she just looks thrilled. And again, her job gets harder and harder every day. And you saw in the first administration, Donnie had what, 3, 4 press people? White House spokesmen? Each one got thrown under the bus when all their credibility, dignity, reputation was just fucking gone. When Donnie wrung every bit of credibility out of him. Right under the bus, I'm going to pick a new one. You've hit your limit of lies. No one takes you seriously anymore. I got to pick a new one to ruin. That's all you're going to get as spokesman for Donnie Shitbags. Mikey Johnson getting it too. His job gets harder every fucking day. Hey, Mike, we asked you yesterday about the $230 million that the president's about to steal. You said you'd get back to us on it. You'd look at the What do you think now? Oh, well, I'm not trying to dodge a question, but I'm going to dodge a question. Miss Levitt, same fucking thing. Ready for this answer? Is $300 million for the ballroom the operative figure, and why did it go up so much? $300 million is the operative figure, and again, it's not going to cost the taxpayers a dime. The taxpayers will pay every dime, son. What do you think the 230's for? These people can't be believed that they say the sky's blue. They lying. Fucking kidding me? Yeah, the taxpayers are going to pay for every bit of it. And the bunker restoration, and the Qatar jet, they're going to pay for that. Marx, you gave your country to a con man who's owned by a Russian KGB agent for now. Over. Fucking over. Levitt on American ranchers. They are struggling because many of the horrible policies of the previous admin. No, you can't blame Biden anymore. I'm sorry. I know they're going to keep doing that for 4 years, but that's weak shit, man. The president loves our ranchers and he also loves American consumers and he wants to do right by both. He's doing right by neither. He's fucking us with tariffs, ruining our economy and ruining their farming and ranching business. He loves no one but himself, the devil, and Ivanka. That's it. The immediate solution to the problem of rising costs of beef is we have to increase our supply. That's why I'm reading this, that last sentence. For the rube out there, for the rancher, for the idiot that voted for their own bankruptcy. And we told them in advance. And they saw it for 4 years already. Still didn't learn them a lesson. They learn it now. And boy, when they see this Antichrist, where the fuck he's going to take us, boy, they're going to learn then too. And it'll be way too late. Skeletor confirming that, yeah, they're going to buy beef from Argentina because, you know, I got to deal with that guy down there. He's mob like me. He's a sociopath like me. He's going to be part of the Reich. I got to take care of him. And, you know, we may need somewhere to flee if the American people, you know, decide to rise up. So what the last batch of Nazis did. They fled to Argentina, South America. Isn't it interesting the current Nazis have taken 20 to 40 billion of your dollars and given it to them while your farm's going bankrupt? Because of him? Tried to warn you, son. So Skeletor confirming Argentinian foot and mouth beef coming to a store near you. Here's an interesting question. If the ballroom is being privately funded, but those funds have not been raised, and the project is already underway, where's the money coming from? The Treasury, son. It always been coming from the Treasury, from second one. He just started building. Where do you think the money came from? He's got a credit card, and the limit is infinity. Remember? That's what he tried to get you to do when he first took office, or right before. Change the limit to infinity. He has your credit card now. He's spending his money, spending yours, son. Every day, all day, like water. Go look at what the federal debt is. And you'll understand that your money's being spent like water, like never before. Again, you people believe in nothing. You were never about conservatism, fiscal conservatism, none of it. You're about, I want power and I want my team to win. That cost you the empire, son. Sadly, you are not more intelligent than that. I wish you were. America would still be a thing. Dead now, forever, never coming back. Ever. Again, no Democrat daddy to come clean up your poo-poo that you right-wing Jesus people left us. That you always leave us. Every single time. That's right, it's coming out of the Treasury. What act of Congress authorized money out of the Treasury? No act. He just stole it. And he's going to continue to steal it. And he just told you yesterday he's going to steal $230 million more. For this. Yeah, he didn't wait for all the donations to come in. Did you notice that? And the donations didn't cover hardly shit. He didn't pull in $250 million from these companies. A few of them gave a few bucks, and that's it. That's why Donnie needs the $230. I'm serious. And here's Miss Levitt again. At this moment in time, the ballroom is really the president's main priority. Now, I want to be fair even to this cunt. I listened to the clip, and it's being presented a bit in the wrong context. But hold on a second. They were asking Miss Levitt specifically about renovations. Is Donnie going to renovate anything else? What's going on? Miss Levitt says, at this moment in time, the ballroom is really the president's main priority as far as renovations go. That's what she was talking about. People have grabbed the comment and they're trying to act like she said, you know, just in general, that's his main priority. That's not true, right? Hold on. During every press conference, what's Donnie pull out and show you? I mean, yesterday I had a fucking plastic model, you know, made by an architect. And he had the pictures, the schematics, the plans, and he showed you. And he keeps bringing it up all the time. Every time they'll ask him a question about some serious world thing. Hey, you see the ballroom? I love the ballroom because I really need to change the subject. And this is really all I care about anyway. That's what he's trying to say. So even though Miss Levitt didn't mean it in general terms, that, you know, his main priority above everything, all his responsibilities as president, is that ballroom. That's not what she was saying. Unfortunately for her and us, that's the truth, though. Because every time Donnie gets asked a serious question that he don't want to answer about a serious thing, he starts talking about the ballroom. Every day. So even though Miss Levitt didn't mean it that way, that's the truth, son. He cared about that ballroom more than the ranchers, more than the farmers, more than anything. More than the government being shut down. What did Donnie say? It's not stopping anything we're doing. I know. Because Donnie can just dip his hand in the treasury and build a ballroom. Miss Levitt again. I don't think we're seeing de-escalation from the unhinged leader of Colombia right now, and I don't think the president, frankly, is interested in that at this point. So in other words, no negotiation with Colombia. We just gonna take it. Why? First of all, I need to say it's not the leader of Colombia that's unhinged. He ain't the one murdering fishermen out on the high seas and laughing about it. That's Donnie. That's Miss Levitt. That's Stephen the Scumbag Ghoul Miller. That's the couch fucker. That's Hegseth. That's not the president of Colombia. You notice that? So who's unhinged? The guy blowing a fisherman out of the water and laughing about it, joking about it in front of the whole world? Or the president of Colombia who points out that the orange-faced con man is a madman who is murdering fishermen? Again, we have inversion of reality. The Reich daring to call after they are murdering people. the president of Colombia unhinged when he points out that they're murdering people. It's incredible, and it just tells me every day I see this straight inversion, not exaggeration, not spin, inversion. Only of the devil's son. That's why I've been saying to you people for years, and especially this past year, if you're a human being involved in all this inversion of reality, and someone says, hey, what color's the sky? And you say purple, you are worthless to society, you're worthless just in general. What are you good for? What can you be used for by the man, by anyone? Nothing. You're like talking to a brick wall. You're a waste of time. You're just a liar. It's that simple. I can't be near it anymore. I'm at that point, and it took me a while to get there. People that are down with this, I can't be near them anymore. I can't be near the evil. People that make even one excuse for the satanic Reich of Nazis. I can't be near the evil son. And all I hear and all I see when someone comes at me with that is someone who was dead before they were born. So why am I talking to you? Again, Miss Levitt, shill for the Reich, who literally lies for a living. That's how she earns her paycheck. Telling lies every day for a pedophile, for a criminal who will be the ruin of this nation, I promise. That's not a maybe. It's already over. Enjoy the shards, I guess. That's all that's left. And those are going to go away too. Not my choice. It was yours, son. If you voted for this. If you down with it, even if you didn't vote for it. If you preaching it. If the Reich is in your heart. So the president, frankly, isn't interested. We're just going to go ahead. Since he insulted Caesar, let's go shoot some missiles at Colombia now. That's where we're at. Okay, now they're asking Miss Levitt for the donor list. And she has a smile on her face as she's being asked about it, which means she knows it's bullshit. The guy asking about it knows it's bullshit. Will the White House commit to releasing all the donors, how much they're spending on the White House ballroom, how much of his own money the president is putting on the line? That'd be none. We have released a full list of donors so far. A list of names is nothing to me, son. I can write down a list of companies. Worthless. Don't prove jack shit. Perhaps there will be more people who want to generously contribute to this project. Trust the process. Oh, you mean where Donnie steals $230 million because he can't raise the money for the ballroom and the bunker? Unfucking believable. No details, pure vagary, a list of names. Oh, wow, I could write a list of names and say each one of them gave $80 million. And you'll believe it, right, Rubes? If I paint my face orange, will you believe it? I bet you would. It reminds me of when a band, Soundgarden, was suing the widow of their lead singer. And they alleged that some charity money was not being dispersed, and where'd it go? So a list of names and numbers was put out, yet no evidence behind it to prove it was in any way, shape, or form real. A benefit concert that raised $1 million happened. Half was given away. The other half has been held on to for years. To this day. What I'm trying to say is that list of figures and bullshit was bullshit. And I don't believe it for a fucking second. I want to see bank statements, son. Otherwise, I don't believe it. I want to see receipts. I want to see deposits of the entities that received the money. Writing some shit on a piece of paper. Worthless! Just like this shit. This bitch will lie and say there's a list and no taxpayers will pay. Meanwhile, the day before, Donnie's saying I'm going to steal $230 million because I feel like it. Meanwhile, the project started how many weeks ago? And there were hardly any donations at that time. How they started? Oh, your money, son. That's how they did it. Oh, fuck, Donnie don't pay for shit. He still owes for rallies from the first term. Mr. Multi-billionaire. Yeah, trust the process of Donnie stealing taxpayer money to build it. Here's Donnie at some fucking thing later on in the day. The last administration allowed the cartels and their operatives to frankly take over our country. It should now be clear to the entire world that the cartels are the ISIS of the Western Hemisphere. That's Donnie, once again, letting the cartels know to pay him tribute. That's why he keeps bringing this up. When Donnie starts talking shit on you, if you're a major company or a cartel, that means it's time to pay Donnie again. I've already explained this to you rich people out there that think you know everything. I told you before the election, you're going to be hearing this all the time. Mr. Sindor, I know you gave me $25.5 million already in under a year, and I've taken other money, on the sneak. But, what have you done for me lately? Enjoy it, because he's never going to stop knocking at your door. Ever. And he's letting all the cartels know. What do you think this whole exercise is? Cartels being talked about all the time. They know where the money is in all those countries. The cartels have it. They want tribute. They also want to annex territory and resources, and they will. But they want that cartel money too, if they can get it. Donnie letting all the cartels know. I'm letting you know. I'm translating it for you. We're going to hear this more and more until you cartels pony up to Donnie, the Antichrist. I know you guys think you're evil and you do all these horrible things. I know. Donnie literally is evil. Devil's anointed son. So you cartels out there, I hope you enjoyed it while it lasted. Now you've got the Antichrist with the U.S. military coming for you. Lest you throw some serious money his way, I suggest you do that, or you're going to be obliterated off this earth. Just a thought. That's what Donnie's trying to tell you. Where's my tribute? The cartels are waging war in America, and just as promised in the campaign, we are waging war on them. Where's my tribute? That's what Donnie's saying to you cartel people. Good luck. Donnie again, same table, same dementia-ridden look on his face. Look at this fucking thing. Look at this just zombie of a fucking devil. I looked the other night, Saturday night, Portland is burning to the ground, and these people are saying it's just friendly stuff. The whole place is burning to the ground, so we'll take care of that one. That's like an insurrection more than it is anything else. Donnie projecting his treachery onto Portland and us, the rest of us out here. Because the only insurrection that happened was on January 6th. And I don't know I haven't seen the footage of Portland burning down. Have you? So again, we have a complete fabrication that does not exist in reality, a complete inversion of reality, again, by the Antichrist, that Portland's burning to the ground. Donnie pulled that straight out of his shitty diaper. Donnie next to Hegseth. Looks like he's taking a nap or something. I don't know what that is. Maybe the Addy's wearing off. Some smugglers have survived these strikes, been sent back to their home countries. If they're terrorists, why not arrest and detain them? Donnie doesn't like that question. He kicks it over to Hegseth. I'm not even going to read you his answer, because it doesn't matter. That's a great point. If these two men, whose friends you just killed, were so dangerous, why'd you just let them go? Oh, because it ain't about none of that. It's about tribute from the cartels and stealing resources in South America. That's all. That's how you know. The dangerous terrorist drug traffickers that killed 300,000 people a year, we just let them go. I thought they were terrorists. I thought they were drug traffickers trying to bring shit into America. And you just let them go? We all know what it is. Today you pardoned the founder of Binance. Can you explain why? Which one was it? Here we go with the little kid caught with his hand in the cook. Johnny knows he did something wrong. So I don't know. What are you talking about? Who's that again? He probably just got done cashing a $2 million check, 5 minutes before he got to the press conference. And then pretends not to know the fucking guy. Which one was that? The founder of Binance. I believe we're talking about the same person because I do pardon a lot of people. I don't know. He was recommended by a lot of people. No, he was recommended by the check he wrote you. Again, another criminal free. Donnie gets caught with his hand in the cookie jar once again because he's supposed to be Mr. Law and Order, right, Ropes? As if any of you fucking care about that. How many times have we seen Donnie do that act when he gets caught committing an abject crime? I don't know. Yeah, you do. You cashed the check, right, son? Of course you fucking did, you fat ass. Okay, this is the crescendo here. It's not the end, but it's the fucking crescendo. God, I have this many more after. What the fuck am I doing? Oh my God. All right. Donnie's talking about fighting Venezuela, the fighting that's going on with the U.S. military and the boats and the two countries. Back to the beginning, I told you the facade would drop more and more, right? Yesterday, we had Donnie say, I'm going to steal $230 million. You guys are cool with that, America, right? Right. That's how comfortable he is. That's how far the facade has fallen. Because everybody knows if Obama, Biden, Hillary, Bill Clinton said, I'm going to take $230 million because I feel I've been treated unfairly, the rubes would be rubbing shit on their own walls again. And they'd be rioting in the streets. And they would have plenty to say about it. Donnie does it, nothing to say. Interesting, isn't it? It's almost as if they believe in nothing. Almost. I told you he was the Antichrist, right? I told you he was evil, right? I told you he would go as far as to kill people, right? I told you death was a-coming, right? I don't think we're necessarily going to ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country, according to them. I'm hearing a lot of these boats wouldn't even have had the fuel to get to America. We're going to kill them. They're going to be like dead. That's the Antichrist in front of the entire world saying he's going to have people murdered. We all know it ain't about crime. Please spare me. Think. These people are being murdered to tell the cartel something. I expect tribute. Otherwise, I put a halt to your business. Has nothing to do with Donnie being righteous and a non-drug addict. Because he'd been doing coke his whole life. So what's it about then? Tribute from cartels. Resources that cartels in those countries have. That's all. That's why 32 men, as far as I know, had to die so far. No evidence against them, nothing. Just dead. How did Donnie put it? I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. We're going to kill them. They're going to be like dead. No declaration of war. He's saying it right out front. I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for one. We can just kill whoever we want. That's what he just said there, son. Every day I wake up, the things I said months ago, years ago, right before the election, right after, they come more and more true. This fucker just said out loud in front of the entire world, we're just going to kill people. No warrant, no due process, no declaration of war. We're just going to kill people. Again, I told you the facade would drop more and more and you'd see what these people really are. We ain't even there yet to full Reich. Wait till we get there and you see what these people spout out of their mouths. Let alone who they kill, subjugate, arrest, deport American citizens. Then eventually we get to the public executions. Son, you think it's not going there? I read the Cliff Notes, son. It's going there. If this doesn't tell you it's going there, I don't know fucking what will. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into our country. We're going to kill them. They're going to be like dead. You still think Donnie never had no one whacked? I know better than that. Ask his ex-wife if Donnie's ever had anyone whack. Oh shit, never mind. Never mind. Ask Jeff, never mind. I forgot. Hegseth doesn't dispute the existence of a memo planning for the establishment of a National Guard response force that's going to be trained in crowd control and civil unrest and deployed in all 50 states by April 26. When are the midterms? November 26? They need this done by April? That should tell you all you need to know, son, about the future of this country. Again, the facade is no more. Dropping more and more. Straight up saying, yes, we're going to deploy the military against all 50 states if we have to. just in time for the midterm, son. Gee, I wonder why they want it done by April of 26. Why not December of 26? We know that answer, don't we? So they're letting you know the military takeover of your country will continue. They are letting you know the midterms will be manipulated, and they will have troops ready to respond to any problems regarding that. Martial law will happen eventually. Donnie's brought it up a bunch of times. Insurrection Act. I'm allowed to do it. No, you're not. Not for any reason you want. Not to be king, not to be dictator. That's meant for certain specific purposes, emergencies. The only emergency with these cunts is, how much money can I steal? How much fatter and softer can I get? How many times can I shit my diaper? How many little children can I sleep with? What evil can I do today? Again, these two men sitting at this table, they are fucking morons. Because they grew up in privileged families, some people took them seriously. Most people don't. They're not, in other words, what I'm trying to say again, these idiots, Stephen Miller, Kegseth, Donnie, they wear their motives, their agenda on their sleeve. What are they telling you here? They're not even hiding. Oh, that's not true. Nope. Yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah. Why would they need a crowd control and civil unrest training when they're going to be deployed to America right before the midterms? It's over, son. It was over January 2025. January 20, 2025. Over. That's why I begged you not to do it. They telling us right to our face, yeah, we're going to have the military ready by April with special instructions, special training for Americans. I will never forgive you people that did this to us and our country. Only thing I will say to you is I hope for your sake you turn the other way. I don't think you will, though, because you know better, son. So many of you out there, you know better. Okay. We'll see where that gets you. Adam Schiff is one of the lowest forms of scum I've ever dealt with in politics. He's a horrible human being, says the convicted felon, adjudicated rapist, defamer, fraud, who staged a coup against the government, stole 3,000 classified documents, tore down half the White House, is about to steal $230 million of your money to build a ballroom and modernize his bunker that's underneath it. That's the one saying Adam Schiff is a scumbag. You out there saying Adam Schiff is a scumbag. You're the one who voted for the convicted felon, fraud, rapist, pedophile. So what's that make you? As far as I'm concerned, Adam Schiff, out of the three parties, Donnie, the people that voted for him, and Mr. Schiff, he's the only honest one out of the group. "42 months of power and blasphemy spoken aloud. 1,260 days. We're seeing it every day, boy. He just said he's going to kill people 2 comments ago. Now Adam Schiff's a scumbag. Because they dared try to prosecute him for extorting Ukraine. They dared try to prosecute him for staging a fucking straight up coup and holding back help. Amazing. The death parrot.
I told you I'd show him again. When you look at him now, I bet you see something different that you didn't see when I showed him to you months ago, before all this shit went down. If you saw him before, all two of you. Again, there were three of them. They flew out of nowhere when me and my girlfriend were in this little neighborhood, taking a walk. They landed right to our left. This one looked at the camera, paid attention. I bet you look at him differently now. If I show him again in 6 months, I bet you'll look at him differently then. I looked at pictures because I didn't know these parrots existed. I live in a tropical kind of climate down here. I see the green parrots. They're more and more every day. They're moving in. They make their nests in the power, all the different power plants. I guess that's to stop hawks and shit from killing them. That's how crazy they are. They live at a power plant. All of them. You'll see parrot nests. Crazy. They are crazy. I didn't know these black-faced ones or hooded ones or whatever they're called. I forget the actual name. I didn't know they existed. All the years I've seen different parrots, bird people that were into that, movies, never saw one of these. Didn't even know they were on this planet. Out of nowhere, 3 of them come by. This one we take a photo of. I look at the photo and I'm just like, first they remind me, and I have another picture of him, side profile. They remind me of Sauron or Morgoth, old renderings, drawings of how the helmet was drawn. When I looked at this, I just felt death. And I felt like something was inside that bird. And if you think that can't happen, son, remember, Christ exorcised a demon out of someone, put it in animals, they ran off the cliff. If you think people can't be possessed, animals can't be possessed. Well, Jesus has proven otherwise if he's real. I looked at other pictures of these black-faced parrots from around the world. None of them look foreboding like this one. And the black covering on the face is different on this one a little bit. They're all kind of have a uniqueness. But how this one looks ominous and, I don't know, evil. And he does. Or she, I don't know. I'll assume it's a boy. The other black-faced parrot, they don't look like this one. They have a cutesy, like, dumb look to them. And that's not to disparage them. This one, I don't know, I'm not seeing cute. I'm seeing fucking death. It's not funny, but this one has like an ominousness to it. The other pictures of the black-faced parrots I looked at, they don't have that. Let me move on. Now I understand why they should wear masks. I think it's very dangerous for them not to wear masks. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, we know, with a mask on, when you can't hold them accountable, when they take the license plates off their cars. We know they can do whatever they want. That's the problem. No way to hold these cunts destined for the lake accountable. And Donnie likes that. Just like Hitler liked his personal Gestapo police force to be, you can't hold them accountable. Again, can you believe we're at the point where you have masked men with machine guns kidnapping anyone they feel like? And if you dare ask them for their name, badge number, take the mask off, warrant, fuck you. Go into the gulag. And you have the president promoting that. Again, how far we've fallen, son. And again, I don't expect the Rube to understand. They just hate certain people and they want those masked men to go get those certain people. They think they get something out of that. They get nothing. The Rube, I mean. Masked men kidnapping people. Not abiding due process or anything. It's wrong. I don't expect a Rube to understand that. Unless it's their wife, child, whatever getting kidnapped. Then you would understand. Unfortunately, that's what it takes for most of the Rubes. Not until it comes to their door can they understand empathy towards another human being. How do I know that about you? You vote R. That's how I know. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, we know. And that's what Donnie wants them to do, whatever they want. That's the point. The terror is the point. Mexico is run by the cartels, and we have to defend ourselves from that. Letting the Mexican cartels know he wants tribute. That's what that is. And now he's talking about when ICE arrests the wrong people. Like the 170 Americans they've arrested that we know about. Obviously, every once in a while, they may get one wrong, but they always correct it. They're able to correct it. But they're arresting really bad people. No, they're not. They're arresting day laborers in Home Depot. They're arresting people at their court hearings for their immigration status. No, they wouldn't dare go after real gangs. Why? Because they shoot back, son, and you a bunch of cunt bitches who don't want no real action. That's why. Just like Donnie, Mr. Bone Spurs tough guy, who the only time he's tough is in a staged event, if you know what I'm saying. They don't want none of that. They don't want to go and fuck. They don't want to fuck with the real motherfuckers. Let's put it that way. They like arresting the contractors, terrorizing them and their family and their children, showing up at schools and arresting little kids or their mother when they come to pick them up, arresting people at their court hearings, arresting people at Home Depot. That's what they doing. They real tough guys. Real tough guys. All lake fodder, too. Lest you turn away, and I don't expect many of you will. One thing I've learned in this life, most humans never change in the slightest. I've seen 60-year-olds that sound like they have the maturity of a 9-year-old. I'm not joking either, son. Age is meaningless as far as maturity, intellectual maturity, all that. Most humans, they don't change one bit from the time they're fucking spat out their mother's womb. That's all I've seen. Very rare to have a straight up change for the better. Very rare. They're arresting bad people. They're arresting people that kill, people that would cut your throat and not even care about it. I don't know. The guy in the mask with the machine gun, I'm more inclined to believe they would cut my throat and not care about it. Because a lot of them are Latin and they're betraying their own damn people, so... Again, I see it the direct opposite that Donnie does. Isn't that interesting? No, they're not arresting bad people. They're arresting day laborers. And people at their court hearings. And children at school. When you get accosted by men in masks, denied every right that you have as an American citizen, zip-tied, thrown in the back of a U-Haul, what the fuck ever, for hours, then transferred to a facility for a day, 2 days, 3 days a week. You can't fix that. But the Antichrist cunt doesn't care about any of that. He would have cared if they would have slapped the cuffs on his tiny ass hands. That's why it never happened. And yet all the MAGA idiots out there, yeah, he wants them to cuff him. No, he doesn't, son. That's why they never did. Nobody wants to be cuffed. I don't care how tough they pretend to be. Including your orange messiah destined for the lake. So yeah, this isn't a problem you can just fix. Like I've said for a fucking year now. Once you get your ass whooped by the Gestapo, locked the fuck up, held for days for, God knows where, God knows what. You can't just fix that. That's not a minor inconvenience. That's life-altering. Might lose your job, lose your relationship, everything. Just from that one event. Trump now says he's secured more than $20 trillion in investment. This fake number goes up every single day. The entire U.S. GDP is $30 trillion. So Donnie's at $20 trillion. It was like 12 or 7. Then it morphed to 17. Now we're at $20 trillion Donnie has secured. Again, a complete fabrication. And companies and countries understand now, all they have to do is throw a bullshit number out there when Donnie comes to visit them, or they have a call or whatever, and then Donnie gets a talking point. And so do the rubes. As America, that fire burns a little hotter. The fire that's turning America into ash, called MAGA and Donnie shitbags. Telling that same lie again. Are we at the end finally? No, we are not. Jesus Christ. There's 5 or 4 more. Even that garbage deal they had this weekend, which was embarrassing to them and the crowds, were not big at all. But when you look at the signs, and they're all made beautifully, they're all made professionally in a printing shop. Some guy is paying for all that stuff. They're going crazy because they're getting paid. Now he's talking about the protesters and no kings. Again, he's setting the stage to arrest rich liberals like Soros and say they funded something they did not. That's where this is going, and they will do it. They will make the arrests. That's why I wish all you people, you high-level elite Democrats, would have taken this way more fucking seriously. Too late. Antichrist. And I know you all probably would look at me if you heard me saying this and think you know better, and think you're smarter. Maybe you were president, maybe you were this. You've made it quite high in this realm. But you don't understand what I know. They're pure evil coming for you. And I've known that for 10 years. That's why I've been yelling. Not for fun. Too late now. Some of you are going to get locked up. Should have taken it more seriously and locked him up. Because he actually deserves it. Oh well, too late now. America over. A lot of your freedom over. You high-level Democrats, you will go to prison. Maybe get deported to Uganda or something. Already done that to a few people. Okay, I've been hearing this going around for the past few days, and it does kind of make sense. Trump is not doing this to build a great, big, beautiful ballroom. The entire project is being rushed to renovate the bunker underneath the East Wing, PEOC. He's not preparing for lavish parties. He's preparing for the fallout, and deep down he knows it's coming. He'll need the bunker for certain things, like when he declares martial law and stuff like that. And American citizens are being killed and kidnapped and all that. And all that's coming. Don't worry. They've already grabbed 170. You didn't hear? So it makes sense, the enormity of the number, $350 million. It makes sense that, yeah, that'd be for the ballroom. And yes, he wants the ballroom. He's all about ballrooms. All his casinos had them. And his resorts. He loves that shit. But also, he wants to personalize, make that bunker in his image too. He's probably going to be spending a lot of time there once he shoots off a few nukes, invades a few countries, really drops the facade and goes full Reich on all of us. He's going to need that bunker. He's going to be spending some time down there. That man ain't building a ballroom. The Presidential Emergency Operations Center is underneath the East Wing. They're expanding and renovating the President Underground Bunker, Führer Bunker. Yep. It makes sense. Personal Emergency Operations Center. That's what the bunker's called. That's what PEOC stands for. This is a little clip from a CBS News. Yes, the Presidential Emergency Operations Center is being expanded. The East Wing of the White House is undergoing demolition to make way for new ballroom, which will include upgrades to the PEOC. This project aims to enhance the facility's security and modernize its capabilities, I bet. While the rest of us are suffering out here with God knows whatever the Reich unleashes and war brings us, Donnie will be safe and sound in his bunker. Making it bigger for people like, Miss Levitt, all the people he likes. And you know what I mean by like. So that $350 million, that $300 million, whatever he steals from the Treasury, whatever number that ends up being, that will go for the ballroom because he does want that. That will go for the bunker, and the rest will go in his pocket. Just like every other construction project he's ever been involved with. There's always extra value added, and that goes right in the pocket. It's a great way to launder money. Contracts, construction, buying properties. Beautiful. That's why Donnie's been doing it his whole life. So now you know what it's really about. And if he's redoing the bunker, that means he's going to get use out of the bunker. He plans on using it. Why would he plan on using it? Well, he's going to subjugate all of us and start a bunch of wars. And he's not going to abide the midterms, because if the midterms actually were fair and allowed to play out, well, there'd be like no Republicans left in Congress after what we've seen. And they know that. They know the shit they've been unleashing is unpopular. They've known it their whole lives. That's why they have a subjugation package to go along fucking with it. Like Hitler did. I want to end with Donnie's comment about killing people. Because I was just like, when I saw it, and I just thought to myself, I was like, does it have to come so true? What I say, that he is, what he's going to do. Again, people, I want to wake up and be wrong. Every day, this cunt just proves me more right. I'm going to read this and then get the fuck out of here. And again, I will never forgive you cunts for doing this to us, yourselves, and our country, because it's all over. Again, you tiny little babies that have your name on this, that wanted all this to happen, you have no concept of what demon you have unleashed on the world, son. So no declaration of war. I don't think we're going to necessarily ask for a declaration of war. I think we're just going to kill people that are bringing drugs into the country. You know, people we say are. We're going to kill them. They're going to be like dead. Did I tell you who was the Antichrist? Did I mention that? Who else but the fucking Antichrist would say this? I told you the facade would drop. It's sure dropping, son. The fuck's gonna happen tomorrow? Live executions of American citizens he doesn't like? Because that coming too, son. You think I'm kidding? I ain't. Another reason I've been yelling for 10 fucking years. Have a wonderful evening.